Seattle is no stranger to crime. Day after day, we report on brand new cases in the city. However, businesses in the area have known for a while now that it is the same group of prolific offenders causing most of the issues that are there facing every day. A system failure report came out 3 years ago, shedding light on that very topic.
But there could be a glimmer of hope. Seattle City Attorney Ann Davison says she started an initiative about a year ago that seems to be keeping those same suspects from committing more crimes. Fox 13's Zach Anders talked with Davison. So what does her data show so far, Zach?
David, so far it shows that isolating the worst offenders has had the best results. The city attorney's office has been able to see a 57% drop in these individuals' criminal referrals. And so far, the biggest difference maker might not be that big of a surprise at all, keeping these repeat offenders behind bars.
So right now, the consistent approach is you have to have some time that you are not in the community doing this.
Last year, Seattle's new city attorney decided to go another way, relying less on diversion programs, once touted as a success by her predecessor, instead implementing a so-called high utilizer initiative, targeting some of the city's most prolific offenders, assigning special focus to identify them, then get them what they needed. In all, 168 people were identified as these high utilizers. Individuals with the most rampant records in the city, some with dozens of thefts, assaults, and harassments. Like John Lomack. You may remember footage of his brazen TV take from Target last year. Court documents alleged Lomack had stolen from that Target 22 times. He was added to the high utilizer list. Today, he's in jail.
Why is this person being left in this repeat criminal activity for years? And no one has paused long enough to figure out why. We need to be changing our response, and that's what we did here.
The High Utilizer Initiative changed how their next encounter with the law was handled. For one, under current booking restrictions at the King County Jail, only domestic violence and DUI offenders could be held. But for high utilizers, a deal was struck between the city and the county. Regardless of the type of misdemeanor, a high utilizer could be held at the discretion of law enforcement. The city attorney's office claims the move was in part a deterrent to those individuals and resulted in 750 fewer misdemeanor referrals made by police.
So then what do you think is really making the difference for some of these people?
Sadly and frankly, some of it is in custody time because the amount of impact that they have had on neighborhoods, as I mentioned, some are multiple times a day in the same location, multiple thefts, multiple harassments of employees, multiple assaults on employees.
Before the initiative, the 168 averaged over 6 misdemeanor referrals to the city attorney's office a year. During this initiative, that was cut in half.
It was really significant. And again, trying to recenter victims in the public safety conversation, that was the piece to me that was missing, because when you don't look at 40, 50, 60 referrals from one individual, you have overlooked a lot of victims on the way.
142 of the 168 served jail time last year. Many of them battle addiction, and while the city says it still tried to steer them towards treatment options like before, most either failed or rejected them.
And remarkably, the city attorney's office says they've seen a 12% reduction in their total caseload. They think this is a direct result. I spoke to the Ballard Alliance tonight, a collection of Ballard businesses. They say they've seen a dramatic improvement since this initiative has been implemented, and that they've seen very positive results, including one individual that had repeatedly been targeting Ballard businesses. From Seattle tonight, Zach Anders, Fox 13 News.